that, you know, some of the officers would go to the clubs anyway, and had a lot of fun and socialized. I didn't drink much, but a few drinks and dancing and that kind of stuff. But it was nice.
Okay.
The only thing I was a little guilty about being in an NCO club.
Yeah.
But
that's where the action was.
Right.
Did you kind of stay in touch with your buddies like Robert and Noble?
Yeah, Norman. Yeah. No, I didn't.
Okay.
I lost track of them altogether.
Okay. Okay. All right. So now, how long were you in Tokyo?
1 year.
1 year.
Uh-huh.
All right. All right. Did you get how? And this is just kind of basically just your impression. Did you get used to living in a foreign country, and what was that like? Realizing, seeing a different culture, kind of like from a distance. You were there. Did you have any adjustments to that, or?
Not really. You know what? I even ran in some track meets in Tokyo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For the Army or what?
For the Army, right. And they had an all Japan meet, and I was in it and did well in my events.
Okay.
And this one guy that contacted me umpteen years later, he was there too.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so you had basically some of these military careers are kind of smooth selling. It seemed like you had one of those kind of like smooth selling.
It really was. Yeah.
You served, but you kind of you did your job. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So toward the end of your tour of duty, okay, did you ever take an R&R while you were in Japan?
No.
Like, okay.
No, the closest thing to it was going to a track meet that was in maybe Yokohama, traveling distance, not far.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay, it's not like going to Hong Kong or Singapore or nothing like that. Okay. All right. And where you were, so toward the end of your stay in Japan, did you go anywhere else, or were you discharged from Japan?
No, discharged coming back here.
Okay.
Came back by air.
Okay.
And got dumped off at the Hawaiian Islands. This is the first time and only time that I've been to Hawaii.
Okay. All right.
And was there several days, and got lucky on my birthday, which was April 10th. Got a plane out back to the United States and was discharged in the United States.
In California?
Now, that I can't recall where I was discharged.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So, were you still a second lieutenant?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you come back to the States and in California. Where did you head straight back to Detroit, or as far as once you were ending your process?
I had to have come straight back to Detroit. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Do you recall whether or not you flew back?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And I'm sure the Army had picked up your tab and all that stuff, getting you back to Detroit. Okay. Did you, and not to jump ahead too much, but you indicated your first wife, so you wound up getting married once you got back to Detroit, and then then going back to Chicago?
A year later, yeah, I went back to Chicago, got married over there.
Okay.
But we came here.
Sure. Okay. All right. So once being discharged, what did you do once you became discharged?
Okay. Then I went into teaching.
Okay.
And so I started teaching and got married at the same time.
Okay. Teaching what level?
Elementary school.
Okay.
I was in physical education at that.
Okay. Okay.
And then what happened to me was that I was teaching with some fellows that were in the reserve. I never heard of the reserve.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
And the one was in the Air Force.
Okay.
Irving Petros was a guy that I was on the track team with at Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
And several good runners came out of Detroit at Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron Gordon he went to Miller High School. He was in the Army Reserve.
Mm-hmm.
And I just heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, let me get into that. They were getting paid once a quarter and reserve, and I didn't know what it was all about, but they gave me a big runaround.
Mm-hmm.
But finally, I was persistent, and they put me into the reserve.
Okay.
Okay.
And
that's where I got all my rank. I mean, it was in the reserve, and most of my time.
Okay. So, being a teacher and being in the reserve, and what did you do in the reserve that period? I see you retired. Did you retire colonel?
Yes.
Okay.
I was in the intelligence section.
Okay.
Of a garrison unit.
Okay. Okay.
5064th Garrison. And that was background investigations. Clearance is basically what we did.
Okay, so you still were doing pretty much the same that you've done on active duty?
Right.
Okay. All right. And you retired sort of in '84 from the military? Okay. All right. Being a full-bird colonel in the reserve and also teaching, was it?
Okay, now I didn't get my full colonel, until